4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Hi, everybody. We're a little bit late, and we're going to bring on our very special guest. But I'm gonna do the thing. So
What thing are you doing?
The thing. We're gonna
What
do the
thing?
intro.
What thing are you doing?
So I'm just gonna say I should have went live 7 minutes ago.
Cinnamon rolls? Who's got the cinnamon rolls?
Because of the BS that I deal with right now with my team.
I know, I'm not even supposed to be here.
You're not.
I just popped in to like disrupt this whole deal because that's what I do. And that
I just had a mean girl thought, and I was thinking to myself, he doesn't even go here.
Well, fine, but you know what? Yeah, I love the Mean Girls. Have you seen the new Mean Girls? And don't they have Mean Girls too?
I don't know. I don't know, but
Lindsay Lohan was the original Mean Girls.
She was. Who's the other one?
Who were the girls? What were they called? The Alphas or the Plastics or something?
The Plastics.
Yeah, there we go. The Plastics. See, I watched stuff like The Devil Wears Prada, Mean Girls. What's going on here? And then I watched Saving Private Ryan. So it's like I got the full spectrum, you know. So
Even down.
Aren't you, Ryan?
Even down.
So your special guest today is Ryan Hunt and not Trish. Sorry, Trish. I'm like holding Trish in the back. She's in the room right now, like dying of like, who is this kid? Why has he monopolized my time? I'm supposed to be here right now. I'm supposed to be the one on stage. No, all right. I'm actually leaving because I'm only going to disrupt this whole podcast as I've done. But I do have one announcement. I'm sorry. I do want to announce that, and that is and Joe, you're both doing a great job here. I wanted to announce that on social media to our 0 watchers at this particular moment. I'm trying to build the audience. Like, I'm the front man. I'm like what's that thing in the court jester? So that's what I'm doing. All right, I'm out of here now. Kick me off. Kick me out of here.
Bye. Hi,
welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Oh my gosh, I could not wait for that Ryan guy to get gone.
No,
right?
Wait a minute. I'm not gone yet, Trish. Don't even. No, I'm out of here though now. Good luck, Trish.
Okay. Bye.
Hi, Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
It truly is a professional show. Don't let the antics fool you. We are very professional here.
Yeah, okay.
The edited version goes on Spotify.
That's fantastic.
The live version goes everywhere else. It's fine. It's fine because this is just what we do, and this is just how we are. And if you don't want to be a part of it, you don't have to. Okay. So, hi everybody. Welcome to our Veteran Lifestyle Magazine podcast. I'm Annette Wittenberger, who you can't see, and Joe Palacios. He is my co-host, Marine vet, absolutely fantabulous, and we've been doing this for a while now. Yeah. So thank you very much for being here. But welcome, Trish Leto, U.S. Navy veteran. Wait a minute, I have to do my thing. U.S. Navy veteran, business coach, content creator, and founder of Press Live with Purpose, whose passion for empowering entrepreneurs and dedication to the veteran community has helped transform countless lives through storytelling, strategy, and purpose. You gorgeous queen for being here, and it's fun to get off. Oh, look, all right, great. Technical difficulties. Hi. Okay. Hi. Thank you for being here today.
So first of all, I'm honored. And can we just talk about for 1 second? I'm gonna take over this whole like host thing for just a second. Okay. Right. Can we just do this? Can I do this?
Do it.
Can we talk about how incredibly fantastic you are looking lately, little Miss Annette? Oh my goodness. You look scrumptious. That's all I'm gonna say.
I have never been said I looked scrumptious before, so thank you for that.
I'd even venture to say scrumdiddlyocious, but that's a whole other episode. I can break that down. Thank you for having me. I love your face.
Thank you. Joe, did you write that down?
I did. But because the more you guys watch the show and the more I get to share, you're going to hear that I'm 100% one of those people that believe we are everything that we consume, and we find what's works and what's not. And when she was saying that, she said, you look good. I just thought of like that, was it Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy when they do Trading Places? Yeah. Looking good, feeling good. So that's what it is. And that looking good because she's feeling good.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, this is not about me. This is about you. So we will begin with the first question, because I am just so proud of who you are, and we have to just talk about it. So you've had an incredible journey, not just as a Navy veteran and entrepreneur, but also as someone who paused everything to focus on sobriety and healing. What did that season of stepping back teach you about yourself and how you show up in business today?
Oh boy. You know, what's interesting is I literally just finished doing a live stream on TikTok, because I started growing my TikTok account, and I just was doing a live stream, and I went from being the lady who would like do lives with like a glass of wine in my hand and you know, laughing about, you know, how it's Friday night and you're feeling all right, and you know, let's get our drink on kind of thing. And now I'm like showing up on lives with my Bible in my hand and reading scripture and talking about how scripture, how breaking down scripture with the power of AI can help us to launch more powerful faith-driven businesses as entrepreneurs. And I had a room full of people who were just loving every second of that. And that's just I say that to say that's a true testament to the journey that I've been on and how my life has shifted completely. And you know, I've motherhood has definitely been one of the biggest navigations for all of this, right? Understanding how important it is, especially now more than ever. You guys know we live in a digital world. These kids have so much in front of their faces every single day, whether it's via an iPhone or an iPad or YouTube or whatever, right? We have to make sure that we're leading by example and we're keeping them grounded in gratitude for the blessings that they have every day and what it looks like to live a faith-filled life, and what it looks like to have true leadership. And if I posture myself as a mom who, you know, isn't reaching for the bottle every 5 seconds and reaching for my Bible instead, then I feel like I'm giving them a much better grounding and foundation for life. And so that's kind of where I'm at now.
Wow, that was as you were saying, the scriptures and stuff. One of the things I heard, and it's actually not something that I came up with. It was another person who really is leaning into the faith and purpose when they're like on the entrepreneurial journey. They like to call it the idea of a faithpreneur, right? So like really we focus these businesses not necessarily on a specific faith, but a tenet of our faith, right? Yep. Like we're our end goal is not necessarily, the end goal is to honor God in whatever we do, right? And in some of those things, it's providing our neighbors a better way to do things or something that makes their life a little less stressful, right? And it brings us together. So I love that. When you're looking at those kind of things as far as a business and an entrepreneur, like where do you lean into as far as kind of coaching them towards that more faith and purpose-driven business?
So, you know how we say as entrepreneurs that, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe. You know, we say that all the time, right? So I show up sharing my testimony, and in doing that, I attract the people that want to work with me. I don't run out there and say, only if you're a Christian am I going to work with you. It's I'm sitting here, I'm sharing my testimony, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I press live with purpose. I press live. I do it on various different platforms, and I share where I was, where I'm at, and where I want to go. And the people that want to ride the wave with me, they come along and they ride the wave. I'm like, grab your proverbial surfboard, which is, as far as I'm concerned, the written word, right? And let's go hang 10, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even a surfer, and I just threw that analogy right out of my you know what. Anywho, yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm not like reaching out and trying to find the people who are, you know, faith-based. It's just they're finding me. I'm just sharing my testimony. And the more I do that, the more I feel like, you know, the testimony too, like, you know, don't get me wrong. It's also, hey, I managed to get sober. That in and of itself is huge for me. And it's huge for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, it's no easy feat. I was relying on alcohol for so much of my life, and it's still really tough for me to even talk about how much I relied on it. You know, it's not my best it's not my best story. You know what I mean? But it's not the alcohol. The alcohol just served as a crutch, and it was the worst kind of crutch because it's a crutch that's filled with like jello and lost dreams. You know what I mean? It's wiggly and unstable, and it bears no grounding, no nothing. And excuse me, stop. I'm sorry, I got children in the house, bear with me. It bears no foundation. And so I started going to church and learning how important my faith was, because I knew that I needed to get sober. And I was like, I don't know how else I'm going to do this. And for me, everybody's journey is different. But for me, I didn't just want to go to an AA meeting, right? I needed to fill that void with something positive. And there's nothing more positive than my Lord and Savior. So that's kind of where I went with that. You know what I mean? I mean, Joe, come on, let's talk about it. Like, you're a Marine, right? What are the three things that Marines always say, right? God, country, and the core, right?
God, country, core.
God, country, you know, right? I mean, you get like it's it. That's all it really is for me. It's, you know, he comes first in everything and all that I do, and he has to, because otherwise, what else do I have?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I relate to that idea that and I think it holds true to just about any kind of, not just addiction, but struggles, like people that literally, those that have really broken, feel like they've come to a broken spot, right? Because they've tried everything. And when that love fills your heart, like, you just become on fire for it, and you just want to share it. But then you also recognize that you can't just, like you said, you don't want to just run out there and tell everyone, because that's not how it really works. I think the idea is you show the peace and you show the gratitude, and then that permeates out, and then they come to you, and eventually you're like, well, yeah, when I talk about the source and the universe and how, you know, Earth wants us to do this, it's really, for me, it's Christ. Like, that's just how I word it, because I love the idea that to become all things to all men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that idea, because it really allows you to kind of show a little more compassion if you walk in other shoes. So,
absolutely. It's an empathy piece for me, right? And then and for me, you know, don't get me wrong, it's not just easy for me. Like, I want to say this is really important, because some people say to me, oh, you make it look so easy to come out and talk about your sobriety journey and your faith journey. It's not easy. There's days where I literally just want to sit in this little bubble of the universe that I live in, and everybody leave me alone. I don't even want to go to the grocery store. I have my groceries delivered to my front door because I don't want to see anybody. You know what I'm saying? But then I'll do it. I'll show up. I'll do a live stream. I'll go on a podcast. I'll, you know, get on a phone call with somebody, because I'll do these things, and dozens of people will just message me privately and say, I know that you don't know me and I don't know you, but I saw your live and you're talking about your sobriety journey, and thank you for making it real. Thank you for making it okay to talk about it. Like, it's almost like people are telling me that I'm giving them permission to say that they're choosing to be sober. I never say, hi, I'm Trish and I'm an alcoholic, because I'm not. I'm sober, right? It's a positive thing. I don't wear it like a badge of honor that I used to be addicted to alcohol. I say, no, I choose sobriety because that's my choice now, right? And I think that when we shift our words and we speak life into ourselves and into each other and support each other, what an incredible community, online community we can have. What an incredible life we can have. That's where we build true friendships. That's how Annette and I got to be such good friends. You know, I mean, we met at a workshop when I was speaking in, was it in Orlando or was it in DC that we met at MIC?
I think it was DC. That was 2019.
Okay. Yeah, it was 2019. It was October of 2019 because during my workshop, my dad was having heart valve replacement surgery. And I walked out. I wasn't sober then. I walked out of that workshop and all the guys were sitting at the bar and they're like, come on, Trish, let's have a few gallons of beer. And I needed that at the time. But anyway, I mean, that's, you know, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just, and I'm very grateful that y'all have asked me to come on here and talk about this because this is important. It's what's led me to relaunch my business online too. It's made me feel like I'm empowered enough to show up and show out and help myself by sharing the testimony and then also help other people build businesses based on this, right?
I wanted to go back. Oh, sorry.
No.
I wanted to go back to the beginning really quick because a lot of us, I'm not sober. But I have realized, well, let's go back. I was told by my kids, my daughter specifically, Mom, you thought you drank just a glass, but I saw you drink the whole bottle. And it took her years to tell me that, you know, so I have, over the years, I have been cognizant of how much I drink, except for that one time 6 months ago. And then I realized, all right, it's done. My son saw me the day after and was like, where's your truck? What'd you do? And I was like, this is the aftermath of what happens, because now that he's 22 and I'm always like, okay, are you good? You know, be careful if you need me to pick you up, whatever. I had my friend bring me home because I was not okay. And he saw that. He saw the 3 days it took me to recover because I'm not in my 20s anymore. But it was just like my daughter telling me what she saw, my son seeing what he did. That's where I was like, okay, I'm gonna be really mindful of what I do, when I do it, and how I'm gonna show up, because now my kids have seen it and they see it now. And so I think it's just very, I know it's been hard for you, but I also think it's very commendable of you to make such a change. It's so hard.
You're gonna make me cry, Annette.
No, I'm just because we've had conversations about this before where it's been so freaking hard for you, but you do it and you continue to do it because you have children that are there now that are able to see it, and they're not just saying, Mom, because this is what I'm just good for me. My kids have seen me on my worst days, and they have also seen me on my best days, and so that's what your children have seen, that your mom has risen from the ashes, had literally, and they saw Mom everybody makes mistakes. Mom made mistakes, but man, the way that she came out of this is like freaking amazing. And not only that, God is in your life and in their lives. I see your posts, you take your kids to church and you make it a fun, fantastic event. Not like we're going to church now. No, like we are singing, we are praising, we are living. And that's what you're showing them. And I think it's just so hard. Parenthood is freaking hard. I tell my kids that now, 22 and almost 25. I'm like, you wait, because there's no handbook to try to be the best that you can be.
It's the hardest job I've ever loved, right? Like
exactly.
it is so hard. And we have to lead by, oh, my son wants to get into it. All right, hold on. You can't, I don't want you on social media.
I was already on.
Yeah. Say hi for a second. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Hi.
that's it. That was great. That was his second of fame. No, they what's cool is, you touch on this, the whole thing that I bring them to church and church is fun. I don't necessarily make church fun. And I'm going to say, if anybody out there is looking for a good church, do the research that you need to in your local area. There's incredible non-denominational churches out there all across the country. I'm in Florida. I go to Grace Family Church. I do want to give them a quick shout out because they've been wonderful to me and they helped me to get sober. But I always made it their option too. I never shoved it down their throats ever. I said, hey, listen, I'm going to go to church because I want to learn more about the Bible and how it can help me to get sober and give me clarity and help me with my business and be a better mom to you. So do you guys want to come with me? And they're like, sure. So we go and they've got a whole section for the kids and it's so fun for them. Right. And the first time I went in there was a rock band on the stage and I'm like, what? This is not the church that I remembered. You know what I mean? Like I grew up Catholic, and nothing against the Catholic or any other religion. I'm just saying I grew up a completely different way of going to church. Right.
Same.
And I was forced to do it, like God bless my mother. She's old school, but she's Irish Scottish woman. And she's like, we're going to church every Sunday and but now it's like, I look forward to it. And if it's, pouring down rain and I don't want to drive to church, I can go online and watch church online. Like they stream it everywhere, it's like, it's no excuses. You know what I mean? No excuses. And from a military standpoint, you both know, right? There are certain things we had to do in the military. There were no excuses. There was no calling in. There was no rain days. You still had to go to work. Well, I still got to go to work. I still got to praise the Lord. I still got to thank him for all of the blessings that he's bestowing upon me and beg him to give me grace to get through another day. Because it's not year after year, you guys. Every day is another day that I'm sober. And I encourage anybody who's trying to get on that journey, don't count the years, count the days.
Yeah.
Seriously. But I appreciate you saying that, Annette, truly, because it's not easy, but every day's another day.
You're right. And I'm just so grateful that you share it because it's hard. Not everybody is comfortable sharing it, but I know you're doing it so you can help other people on it's your self-healing journey. And we do attract. Our vibe is, I forgot what you said, but I know what
your vibe attracts your tribe. Yeah,
exactly. And so I know for me, that statement is so true because because I'm going to be 50, that I'm like, I like those who want to be around me will be around me. No more chasing, no more trying to be somebody else. I did that for too many decades.
Yep.
Now it's just our time to be authentic. And that's what this is all about. And Joe and Ryan know this. You will see, they have seen the emotional side of me. They have seen the bad mood side of me, but I will come out of it. But that's how our friendship has been built. Like we're not fake. We are who we are always.
Ain't nobody got time for that, man. Ain't nobody got at this stage of our lives. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm so raw and real. I'm talking on live stream video about being perimenopausal and having night sweats and not being able to sleep. I got 4 fans blasting on me on any given night, and I'm still just hot. I'm like a freaking. I am the sauna that is Tampa Bay. Like I feel like I'm the one. It's the heat reading off of my body.
Listen,
it's called the Trish Index.
There you go.
That's in Tampa, right? The Trish Index.
There you go. No,
the guy tells me I'm hot. I look at him and I go, "You have no idea."
Trish, it's 102.
You have no freaking idea.
It's not fun. It's not fun. I sleep with 2 fans as well. But okay, so let's get into the rest of this. We could talk about this all day.
That's funny.
So you don't often talk about turning life experience into income. Well, sometimes you do actually. But for someone who feels overwhelmed, like me, or like they don't have anything marketable, what's the first mindset shift or practical step that you recommend?
Put on the armor of God.
Okay.
100%. Go to Ephesians, open a Bible or open up ChatGPT or go to a YouTube video, the armor of God prayer. Because what that will do, and this is the truth, this is how I start my everyday all day. You put that prayer on you and you are commanding the devil to flee, and you are putting God first in your thought, in your heart, around your waist, on your feet. You're using the sword of the spirit. You're retracting off those fiery darts of the devil. People get in that mindset because they let the devil speak false words into their mind and into their ears, tell you, I'm not good enough. Nobody's going to care. This isn't going to work. I'm never going to make that kind of money. These are all words that other people have pushed into your brain that are coming from a negative source that is the devil. So what we do is we command him to flee and say, not today. You ain't going to get me today. And you put the armor of God upon yourself. And then I go into Chat GPT and I have it, I've got it all seasoned and conditioned now, but I have it write different versions of the armor of God and how it applies to entrepreneurial journeys. So like I said, I just did a TikTok live earlier and I broke down the armor of God for entrepreneurs. And I just read it directly into this chat. And these people came in and they were just loving every second of it. Right. And just speaking life into myself and then speaking life into other people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's truly what I do. That's my advice to anybody who wants to start a business. If you don't know where to start with Christ.
I like it.
I mean,
Yeah.
really, I think one of the original self-help guides would be Proverbs and Psalms. Like if you just go through those, they're gonna really, there's like so much guidance in there. Whether you want to embrace Christ's path or not, there's so much guidance in those two things about just everyday stuff. Like really,
If you were to open up, you're 100% right, Joe. If you were to listen, if you were to open up almost any book on how to be an entrepreneur or launch a business, whether or not you will see something actually biblical word for word in that book, whatever's in that book is something that was derived from something biblical. 100%. Because it's just leadership. It's life lessons, leadership, consistency, getting grounded in something that's positive affirmations. We have to tell ourselves that we are going to do the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't, then we can't fill our cup. You can't fill your cup with air. You got to fill your cup with water, with blessings, right? So that's the first, honestly, it sounds so basic and so silly maybe, but it's the truth. Because once you do that, you realize, oh, I can do anything. I really can.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the conversations we have in our own group occasionally. We'll say, oh, well, when this happened, I'm like, it's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane belief in the power. Like it's there. It's already there. It was promised. We're just catching up to it. We're just taking our steps to what's there.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're right. Joe reminds us he has to bring us back down to earth and remind us that it's okay.
It is okay. It is. It is. It's absolutely okay. Isaiah 41:10 tells us, do not fear, for I am with you. He's always with us. Mm-hmm. Right? I know I'm turning this into one big sermon, but this is where I'm at, guys. This is where I'm at in my life. And it's if I wasn't there, then I wouldn't be here right now on this conversation with you. So I have to always bring it back to him. It's honest to God, like it's completely changed my life. And it empowers me, right? It gives me the permission that I need to step forward and be this person, right? I wouldn't be sober if it wasn't for God. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing with my business again if it wasn't for him. I have days where I'm scared. I have days where the devil gets to me. There's not a day that goes by that I don't have a little creep that, hangs out in my head. And I'm like, oh, there he is again.
Yeah.
No, thank you. But the sobriety piece, I will tell you, removing the alcohol and understanding what my other outlets are. So exercise, movement every day. So we'll talk about it. Like step 1, armor of God. Step 2, movement. Get outside. If you can go outside, get sunlight on your face, get some fresh air in your lungs, move your body. Our heart is a muscle. We have to exercise it, right? Get outside, listen to some really good music, and just move your body, get moving. Because there's not, for me, when I move, I will have to walk the dog every day anyway. I don't have a fenced in yard. So my dog makes me exercise every day. But I get out there and I move with him and I get back inside. I'm like, all right, I'm ready for my coffee and I'm ready to take on the day. Let's go. What you got? You know?
Yeah.
And that helps me a lot. Gets my mindset going.
Yeah. No, that's really good. What about you, Joe?
No, I'd say it's that grounding piece. For me, it's always anytime you can get outside and get in touch with nature, get your hands in the dirt, just even walk around, just have the sun on you. I know it's just the idea of, I mean, we're stewards of the earth, so I think we're supposed to be outside as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm all for it. I'm always in the dirt anyway. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Annette,
I was curious. What I was curious is like, okay, so super impressive. You 1,600 people in 4 months on TikTok.
16,000.
16,000.
I'm almost at 17,000 actually.
17,000 in 4 months.
Less than 4 months, 3.5 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Elaborate, please.
So we all know that maybe we don't all know the 3 E's of video marketing are educate, entertain, or enlighten. So if you show up and you're entertaining people, you're educating people, or you're enlightening people, they're going to show up, right? So specifically for TikTok, I learned fast. I'm very perceptive. Annette knows this about me. I show up extremely intentionally on any single thing that I do on anywhere on the internet. Anywhere on social media, I show up very intentionally. Sometimes I'll put out some feelers and just see like what's working, what's not working, because I like to like test the analytics of things. But more importantly than anything else, I'm still on a call. You're gonna have to stop doing this. Stop doing this. Sorry, my kid is they're driving me nuts.
Don't apologize. That's life.
It is, but they just they're opening the front door and they're letting the bugs in and the air conditioning out.
I have a really good, and the reason I said that is I have a really good friend that used to say that, like people used to always apologize for their kid or life happening, right? And he would be like, no, you don't need to apologize. That's life.
Yeah.
I think the more people see people that are growing businesses and doing cool things, the more others see that they have life too.
Yep.
It triggers that idea that, oh, well, look, she's got a kid that bugs her too.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, 100%.
I should probably.
No, it's okay. No, it's all right.
Our attention, right? That's anyway. I probably changed your whole train of thought.
No, it didn't. I will tell you that on specifically on TikTok, it is a very fully engaged community of people. You can't just go on there and post content and get a following and not engage back with these people. You have to engage back with people. It is they don't want, there's no bots. It's full engagement. So for me, I'm posting. So I put myself in different tiers. So whenever if you go onto the app, if you're not on the app, if you go onto the app, there's different tiers of following that will put you in different opportunities to make money. Okay. So you can't go live unless you have 1,000 followers. Right. And then once you have your 1,000 followers and you're going live, then you can apply for other opportunities to make money. Like some people applied for the creator pilot program. I signed up to be in the creator rewards program, and that one I needed to have 10,000 followers. So I just kept pushing out as much content as I could. I started a series called Nobody Cares. In today's episode of Nobody Cares What I'm Doing on the Internet, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And then it could be could be absolutely anything. I could be annoyed with somebody who's like being a lousy neighbor. I could be showing you how to properly pick up your dog's poop. I could be, oh yeah, I could be making a cup of coffee with a specific coffee brand and promoting the coffee brand. It could be absolutely anything. It could talk about how I'm having menopausal night sweats and I'm not comfortable. It could be anything, and it cracks people up. So I like to create more of the comedy piece because that's just who I am. I think that I'm a naturally pretty funny person because I'm just talking about life. Like, this is life, right? Single mom, Christian, sober. I love coffee and comedy and as much sarcasm as humanly possible. So
you know how I know that recipe works? You ever watch Seinfeld? It was like a show about nothing.
Show about nothing.
And honestly, I think life is such a comedy. Like, if you really, if we step back, right? If we step back from all of this stuff in our lives and just think like, man, that's hilarious.
And that's kind of, to be honest with you, that's kind of like that was one of my influences, right? So that one of the things that influenced me, I'm like, nobody cares what I'm doing on the internet, but I'm absolutely going to go freaking create something and I'm going to tell them anyway. Right. And then you see people on Facebook and all the other places that go, nobody cares what you're doing on the internet. Nobody cares. And I'm like, you know what? I know nobody cares what I'm doing on the internet, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So I created my first video doing it, and I was like, oh yeah, no. That's definitely going to be my thing now. And so it's my thing. It's one of my taglines. So I do a lot of those. And then I will also do, product reviews. I'll do, if I go to a new restaurant, like I went to Lithia Springs, so I did a little video of that with like some B-roll. And then I learned that in order to be a part of the Creator Pilot Program or the Creator Rewards Program, you also had to have 100,000 video views within 30 days. I'm going to say that again. 100,000 video views within 30 days. So that challenged me to create something to make me go viral. So I now have 3 viral videos on TikTok. And don't ask me how I made it go viral. Because I don't really know. It can be an absolute like crapshoot, but I don't post anything political. I will tell you that I never post anything political at all. I post as much funny stuff as I can, and I almost always do a salute to the troops. Right? I always salute my fellow veterans, and I've had a massive Gen X veteran following because of that. And so I think that's my personal hat tip to all of them, because they've been kind of eating out of the palm of my hand ever since, and it's fantastic. So I'm just here for the ride. You got to ride the wave. Once you get there, you just got to ride the wave and keep going.
That's kind of fun. So I go on TikTok to scroll. I don't do anything really at all, but I really kind of enjoy it. It's my, like, I don't have to think. I just laugh at little kids use curse words. And then I fall into Trish Leto on there, and I'm like, there she goes. It's just a real authentic person. You're not trying to BS anybody. You're just really just living life. And I think that's what people want to see. I know people want to see that. They're tired of the I just bought a $5,000 bag and I want to unbox it. And we're all sitting there like, girl, it must be nice to buy a $5,000 bag. I don't want to see you unbox it. But I mean, to each their own, right?
Look, some people are full of baloney when they say things like that, by the way. Like, listen, a lot of things are smoke and mirrors. So I will tell you that. It's welcome to the internet. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. It is. I certainly have haters. I get my trolls every now and again. The biggest thing that I'm going to tell anybody, if you want to start a TikTok account, you have to not care. You have to not care about the trolls and the haters out there, and just let them fuel your fire to keep going. You have to not care.
I wish everybody could be like that, because I see these poor girls on there that just, it ruins them. It absolutely ruins them, because they do care a lot.
Yep.
And that's their life.
Yep.
And that's what's so hard, you know, but I wish they had our mentality of, doesn't matter. This is for me. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, that's what it is going back to the why, right? Why am I doing this, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop me now. You're not going to do it. That's why I don't post anything political. I'm not going to give anybody a reason to cancel me. No. Right? The only person that can do that is a man upstairs. Thank you very much. So no, not today, not ever. But I push through each and every day because I'm again trying to show up as a leader for my children, and because I really like money and being out of debt.
Yeah.
That's still I still struggle a little bit with that. I found I don't initiate political content anymore. I don't initiate, but when I do have like this one thing, if it's and it goes regardless of political spectrum, if it kind of the person sharing it, like I'm a responder, I'll react sometimes, and I'm really kind of that's one of the things that I'm really pulling on my heart to not do more of, because I really want to show more love, right, and more unity. But I do when it's for me, it's like out of character thing. You know how like it's out of love. Like I feel like I still yes. Look, when I talk about my journey in faith, I'm very much adamant that Christ wants us to love our neighbors regardless of who they are. He wants us to love our neighbor. That's what it said. He said he didn't say love my Christian neighbor. He didn't say love my neighbor that looks like me, love my neighbor that agrees with everything I agree with. He just said love your neighbor as you love yourself, and love God with all your heart. So I always try to do that. But if it's kind of like against love, and it's someone that I go like, man, but you really walk the path, and it just seems out of character. That's where I struggle, and I know that's still me, and that's still me, and I know that's on me, and I just need to love them for what they.
I hold back a lot, buddy. I hold back a lot. I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I'm most of the time I'm on my phone like delete. I'm like, no, I can't say that, because once it's on the internet, it's always on the internet, right? And that's what I think really screws a lot of people up. So
the reason I was going there was because my daughter, she decided to declare. So when was baptized, she said, "I'm gonna show everyone." Right? She took that step. She got baptized, and she was on TikTok. I'm not kind of anti-technology for my kids, because I think now there's rules and there's kind of stipulations to go with it, but I didn't want them to come in to adulthood and go, how do I use an iPad?
Stop.
Right? Like, oh, how do I write code? Like, I don't want them to do any, like, they are fully immersed in what they do, but there are guidelines.
Yeah.
So my daughter had a TikTok, and then there is a huge change in her algorithm before taking that decision to show everyone, and after. Now she's like, she's like, wow, I'm just so surprised at how many Christians are on TikTok and sharing like the like love, like sharing his message in a way that draws people, right? Like that being all to everyone.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
Young
and it's
people
honestly,
are on fire.
it's helping me. It's helping me, because I was nervous to, I honestly was. I was nervous to show up as a Christian middle-aged woman on TikTok, right? Regardless of how cool I think I am, and how many stages I've been on and whatever. I was nervous. I was really scared. But man, oh man, I was welcomed with open arms. I really, really was. And the more I see how prevalent we are out there, I'm like, thank you. Okay, I need to be doing this, because it's a movement, man. It's an entire movement.
Well, because look, I think, and I shared this with some of my other friends. I said that a lot of us need to really kind of take a look back on when Scripture says to be humble.
Yeah.
and to be meek, and to be quiet, right?
Yeah.
Like those are things that it's in there, and people say them to people all the time. But I don't think they really are thinking of what those three things mean. Because for one, I've always misconstrued be humble, right? Because I think when you really look at it, it's like a lot of these, a lot of it was being humble before the creator. It's not
Yes.
being humble before man,
Right.
right?
Oh, brother, amen to
And I think
that.
right now,
Woo! Listen to this guy.
maybe this podcast was supposed to be like this today, right? Because I think so many people see this perception of this journey, right? And they see and it turns them off. They look at entertainment, like when you look at just entertainment is a reflection of society and what our views are, right? What we want to consume. And when you look at that, if there is a bad guy that is religious or spiritual, it's a bad guy. Rarely are we seeing that. And I think it's because the good, the people walking the right path have humbled themselves too much. They're not sharing the good news. They're not sharing the light, right? The ones that are sharing it are probably I like to say that there is way more good, love, and compassion in the world. It's just the opposite is loud, right? Hate, division, all of that stuff is loud. It's in your face. Why? Because it has to be. It has to be loud to survive because it's fake. It's not real, right? Like we're better together.
I love that you're saying all of this.
So
You're
I know.
validating for me that I'm doing what I need to be. I'm telling you, Joe,
Well,
I feel so blessed right now that you're saying what you're saying, that these words are coming out, because you're absolutely right. You're right.
yeah.
Even today, like I didn't want to go live on TikTok. I didn't want to. I was like, no, I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do it. And I just kept getting pressure from the Lord that he's like, listen, you need to do this. This is what you're supposed to do. And then I went live, and then one of the people came in. I was reading Ephesians 6:10, but I had, like I said, I took the armor guide and I put it into ChatGPT, and I said, I need you to give me an entrepreneurial spin on this and help aspiring entrepreneurs understand how the armor can help them in their life, in their business journey. And then somebody came in and said, can you go into the book of Matthew? And they gave me specific scripture that they wanted me to plug to ChatGPT and put an entrepreneurial spin on that. And I did it. And then all these people were like, can you give us that? We love that. And I'm just reading it straight. And I'm like, this is what, and I can feel that, man, I know, you guys know what I'm talking about. You get the goosebumps going down your spine. You're like, that's the Holy Spirit coming through. And I couldn't stop. Then I was like, for me, it was 11:55, and I'm like, I'm getting interviewed in 5 minutes. I gotta get off the line. And I was like, and I downloaded it, and now I'm gonna give it away as a free PDF to help them, grow my email list, spread the word of the Lord, and help people start, building their business.
I think one of the biggest things that we did when we came together to do Veteran Lifestyle Magazine, I think we recognized the diversity and the amazing amount of different people in the veteran lifestyle, in the veteran community.
Yeah.
It's like a melting pot of the country, but hyper, right? So and then it's like the most extreme people in each of those communities, but extreme in a way that they want to bring communities together because they're willing to sacrifice themselves to go to this organization to support a bigger, broader community, right? Like, and I think that's awesome. And I think the reason we wanted to do this show was to amplify good people, regardless of what that amplification might be.
Yep.
Yeah, some people might be turned off by today's show, but that's okay. They're going to see us laugh. They're going to see how joyful this is, and it's going to resonate somehow, some way.
Yep.
Right? So that's not just how this journey spread. I think that's how all goodness is spread. And I mean, not necessarily goodness, joy and peace. It's just by just sharing stuff that makes people peaceful. right?
Can I give you guys like about a 5-minute strategy or a strategy in less than 5 minutes and tell people how they can literally take their business idea, go from ideation to implementation within about 5 minutes?
Yeah, we still have more than 10 minutes. Go ahead.
All right, so I'm going to do this quickly. This is another trademark methodology, and it goes hand in hand with pressing live with purpose. Because once you have conducted this market research methodology with Annette, Annette I think knows what this is, but it's called the Piggly method, and the Piggly method is Piggly. And what this is that this is a market research methodology that I designed, and it's designed in an effort to quickly and efficiently find uh, exactly the pain points that people, your ideal clients, might be struggling with, and how they're addressing those pain points on the internet, so that when you show up with your business and you're like ready to launch or launch beta or whatever, that you know exactly the type of language to be using to call out those pain points effectively and get people to say, yes, I need that thing, right? So it's called the Piggly method, and that stands for Pinterest, Instagram, Google, Groups, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I added to that. So now it's Piggly +1, because of course I had to add in TikTok, right? So what it is you basically open up your computer, you go to all these different tabs of Pinterest, Instagram, Google, Groups. Groups can be Facebook groups where your ideal clients hang out. It could be a Reddit thread. It could be basically like any thread where you're in a group of tens of thousands of people that are talking about something that you might have the solution for, right? And then LinkedIn and YouTube. YouTube obviously is the video version of Google, and it's got all the different videos to do. So when you're doing this, you're looking for the words, right? But you're also understanding how to essentially funnel hack and create your own business model wrapped around all these ideas that other people are already doing, and that you come out and you do it your version and a little bit better. So on Pinterest, it's a search engine. So you're going to be looking for keywords and headlines of how to accomplish a goal, right? How to accomplish a goal without the pains and struggles. So how to build a business on TikTok without a large following, right? How to get on TikTok shop with less than 10,000 followers, whatever it looks like, right? So you go into Pinterest, and on Pinterest, you're looking for the headlines. And I'm doing this because I want people to realize you've got this square box that you have all these pins. On top of the pin is a headline, which is why you want to click on it. It could be, 30 crock pot recipes in less than 30 minutes. Whatever it looks like, 30 days of keto to lose 30 pounds, right? How to achieve a goal in a certain amount of time. So you're looking for headlines, you're looking for numbers, specific numbers, how to achieve a goal in a specific amount of time, right? And you're looking for the most aesthetically pleasing things too. What kind of colors are they using on their branding, right? Are these similar colors that you need to be using for your brand too? Because there's a whole thing about using specific colors and a palette for branding specific areas of entrepreneurship, right? So if you look out there, some of the biggest brands, Lowe's uses blue, Publix uses green, right? So Lowe's, working on the house, things like that, tools. So you go there because that's got that blue. Publix, Sprouts, I'm not giving any shout outs. I'm just using examples. Okay. These are things that are green, but that's where you go to get groceries. All right. So these are it's just ideas, things to look for when you're on Pinterest. So once you grab that information, you can grab it and put it into like a Google document, the headlines, and just keep building on that. Right. As you're doing this methodology. Then you go into Instagram. Instagram is my favorite place to find videos of people, because the food videos on Instagram are phenomenal, right? The reels that I see on Instagram. So go to that person's profile, see what kind of a following they have. If it's a powerful profile and you really like the stuff that they're doing, click on their link and get into their sales funnel, and pay particular attention to the email that you get, the kind of freebie that they're going to give you, and then the words that they use in the body of of their emails to bring you in and make you want to possibly click that link to go to the next level of their business because they're doing something right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So pay attention to all of that. Copy an entire email, put it into your Google document. Then I want you to go to Google. In Google, I want you to just do a keyword search. Put a few words in there and see what Google brings you, okay? Underneath that, you're going to have probably a few ads. Go underneath all of the ads and you're going to see another thing that says people also ask. And then there's 3 little like black dots to the right of that. If you click on that black dot, it's going to give you an entire page of questions that people ask on Google using their own words. You can grab all of that, copy it, paste it into your Google document. It's going to feed you exactly what you need to know and how people are looking things up. Another piece of that will bring you into another layer of Google is when you look this up, if you put in quotations right for us, you'll be brought into a whole other realm of Google where it's things like this, Veteran Lifestyle Magazine or other publications, podcasts, etc., that want you to contribute to them with your content, your ideas, your information, and it's going to get you seen. It's going to get you in front of their audiences. And we are only as powerful on the internet as the breadth and depth of our connections, right? So now you're going to go into groups, okay? Go into groups, put in into the search bar of a Facebook group or a Pinterest group or a LinkedIn group, whatever, wherever groupings that you're in. Could be on oh, what's the one, the gaming one that I'm always on? Hold on a second, let me find it because it's gonna drive me nuts until I see it. It's starts with a D, I think. Anyway, there's all these different communication groups. Anything that there's a lot of like communication threads and people are asking questions, go in there, do a keyword search for what you're looking for. And you will find conversation threads upon threads of people complaining about those things. They're giving you their pain points. All right. They're telling you exactly where they're struggling with relation to what you have a solution for. Copy all of that, put it into your Google document. Then you're going to go on to LinkedIn and you're going to do something similar. Go into the search bar of LinkedIn, put in a few keywords, see what kind of articles are out there that have a lot of heavy traffic on them, contribute to the article. Go and comment and give your own insight on that article. That's going to get you attraction for the C-suites of companies that you may want to reach out to sponsor an event that you might want to have for your product or your service down the road. It will also get you in touch to the gatekeepers of these big corporations who have the money and the pockets to help you fund your whatever you're working on, right? So they might be able to mass produce a product or merch that you want to create, whatever it looks like. Pay attention to all of these things. Last but not least, go to YouTube. On YouTube, I want you to pay attention to this description box of the people who have really big subscriptions, really big YouTube channels. What does the branding look like? What kind of thumbnails do they use on their videos that make you want to click on it? What kind of colors are they using? What are the topics, the headline of their video? The description box is going to have all their freebies and all the different things. Copy all of that, put it into your Google document. Then you're going to take that Google document, you're going to plug that into ChatGPT, and you're going to tell ChatGPT, based on the information that I'm going to provide you, I need you to provide me with 52 headlines on how I can attract my ideal clients into my new business. And then you paste that whole Google document worth of information into ChatGPT, and it's going to give you 52 headlines. Why do you want that? Because there's 52 weeks in a year. And if you have 52 headlines, you have a week, piece of content for every week. And then you can tell ChatGPT to break that down into other things. Give me 60-second reels for TikTok. Give me a 5-minute reel for Instagram. Give me a YouTube video. Give me this. Give me Facebook posts. Give me LinkedIn posts. It will give you an entire social media strategy if you do it exactly the way that I just told you. And then that's how you can launch your business.
I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
We're gonna, yeah. I took notes.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And I have it in one prompt. I put it all into one prompt. So I can literally, like any business, can take it and plug it into ChatGPT and it'll do it all for you.
That's crazy.
I've helped launch quite a few businesses doing this. It's a lot of fun. This is how I geek out.
It's amazing how far technology has come. Like, no kidding.
Yeah.
So I think it's really clever, and it's just a brilliant idea to be able to build something like that and then be able to hand it off to somebody else, because sometimes we just don't have the mindset. Sometimes we're just not that creative, but then we have people like you, like, let me help you. I could do it. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So one last question, because I like I said, we could talk all day. It's been an hour, but we cannot close this out without talking about one of the things that you don't really talk about, but it's really pretty cool. So your work with the Rosie Network's Warrior Cohort has been so impactful. And I went to the Rosie Network's CoHort in 2019. So I know how beneficial this program is. I walked in thinking I was just a blogger, and now look where I'm at. So mindset and the people around you are everything. But for fellow veterans or military spouses listening who want to start their business, we've already talked about what you could do, but what are some common mistakes that you have seen? And then what advice would you give them to move forward with confidence?
Ooh, gosh, common mistakes. Okay. A common mistake I've seen a lot of people make is buying course after course after course. I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do this. Stop doing that. If you're going to buy any course, buy it and go all the way through it. Like, see it all the way through. You got to give yourself a fighting chance. You know what I mean? So if you're going to buy a course, buy one course and go all the way through with it. Because if you do that, then you'll experience some of what it looks like to be a true business owner, right? To like really run a business, you got to fall in love with the process, because you're going to come across pains and struggles and issues and roadblocks and brick walls and all these things, right? But that's where you kind of realize that, first of all, you get into a group of other people who are like-minded, like they want to do something similar, and maybe you can find an accountability partner, right? Somebody to help you along the way. Maybe you'll pick up some ideas or whatever. Like, I don't have every great idea of any business ever, right? There's millions of people out there that have way better ideas than I do. But when I get into buying courses and get into groups like that, then now I can kind of rub shoulders with those people and take some of those ideas and apply it into my business. So stop buying all these courses and just focus on one at a time. Right? One at a time. And for every course that you get into, as you're working on it, reach out to the course creator and find out if they have an affiliate program so you can start promoting it and make your money back right away. Another big mistake is trying to go it alone. You don't have to go it alone. You don't have to go, you don't have to prove anything to anybody. There's plenty of people out there, right? You don't necessarily have to hire anyone, but go out there and start sharing the hero's journey. Let people come along on the ride with you, bring them in on it. And that's going to help you build your audience of people who know you, like you, support you, encourage you. And they might not want to be in it with you, but at least they're going to support you and encourage you along the way. You're going to have definitely a few thousand people that hang out with you along the way. So that definitely do that.
Yeah, I want to share something about that, because it's an experience that I shared. When you talk about doing it alone, sometimes you might already have a group, like you might have a team, and you're still doing it alone. Like, and when I'm saying that, your combined team could still be trying to do it alone. So that idea of doing it alone doesn't necessarily just mean if you're a solo person. It could mean you could have a full-fledged business with a team, and still all of that stuff is still, your company is still going at it alone. I think you've got to really kind of, sometimes that's also like an elevation level, right? Like, on that part. So Anyway, I just want to share that out because
or correct, or delegate out what you can't do yourself. Like, don't try to do everything by yourself. You're absolutely right. I got to have a team of people too, but I don't have to do everything. I don't want to have to build a sales funnel. I just want to show up. I just want to show up. Point me to the stage. Let me take it and let me teach this stuff out. Right.
I don't know if you've ever read if you get a chance, it's a great book. I'm going to give a book plug, guys. R. Sharma's The 5 a.m. Club. Pretty cool book. It's written in a story form.
What's it called?
It's called The 5 a.m. Club.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's written really cool. It's in a story form. I like to say that I feel like that the eccentric billionaire there. I just don't have $1 billion.
Ah, gotcha.
So
okay.
Anyway,
Gotcha.
well, I do. It just hasn't manifested. What's manifesting as we go.
All right. I like it. Let's do it.
I love this. Thank you so much, Trish, for being here. It's been a long time. I'm excited that you were able to be a part of this. So you dropped so much knowledge. My brain's like, oh, I need to go rewatch this, or just call Trish later and be like, can you just like
You're one of the very few people that actually has my cell phone number. So God bless you on that.
Can you summarize the hour conversation that we just had in the chat GPT?
I can.
I know. Go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Go follow my links on the information that Annette's going to drop for this episode. And then you can come get the Piggly Method information for free. How about that?
We will do that because we have it. We have your TikTok and we have your Facebook, and we're going to add it all in there. So, but thank you for sitting down with us and basically, just reminding us that it's not too late, that we could do it just with some simple steps and a lot of mindset shift and God. So
it's never too late. It's never too late until you're dead. That's all I got to say about that. Keep going. Keep going, keep pushing through. I love you so much, Annette. And Joe, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and meet you. I thank you both very, very much for having me, for hosting me, and for letting me share my story. I really appreciate it. I'm truly honored.
It was so fun.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Until next time, follow us on all the channels at veteranlifestylemagazine.com and at Veteran Lifestyle Magazine on YouTube, Spotify, all the places that you're at. And we hope to see you soon. Talk to you later.
Bye.
So when I met Ryan Hunt and Annette Wittenberger, they kept talking about this amazing idea that they had and had previously been successful at, but it had been paused and they wanted to keep going with it. And they were talking about how veterans can learn resources about entrepreneurship, education, really connecting with our fellow veteran community and being successful. So obviously I wanted to be a part of that. And I am really excited to be a part of 2025 because we are going to have even more amazing speakers and resources.